last lesson, God spoke about connection contamination. God continues this conversation as he concludes his teaching on daily death.
The contamination occurs where the connection in the human mind feels that it needs to be equal, balanced, when you feel like you need to raise up to a level of holiness, when you feel that you and I have to be on the same page, running the same race, at the same equal level of power. The daily death comes in and it does this. It removes you from the equation and allows for us to take over. How that looks is, in your daily life, with every experience, you imagine that we are inside of you, and as you are doing any activity, it is no longer you, it is me. And this is different from what would God do. It is not that. The thinking and the idea of what would I do, what would God do, is you are still doing it, but would God do it a different way? We're not talking about it in that way. We want you to look at it from this standpoint. In every aspect, whether powerful, whether mundane, whether it's something that you do daily, whether it's something that happens spontaneously in the moment. In every experience, take a moment, whether you need to close your eyes or at that particular time, imagine that you're not the one holding the coffee cup. It is me holding the coffee cup. I am just using your hand. It is not you driving the vehicle. It is me driving the vehicle, and everything that is seen through your eyes, it is me. In essence, I am the one possessing you as the host. There's a high degree of submission. There's a high degree of allowing that happens in that process. Because one thing you will find through this process is you will find all the areas that you are seemingly still trying to control, and the areas that you've allowed me to work in, the areas that you have blocked me from access within. You and I become a different experience. You become, in essence, what your clothes are to you now. I am the one wearing you, and this is when humans say, God, do with me as you will. This is what our intent actually is. It is to possess within you to such a degree that when we move our left hand up, your hand goes up. And it does so without your involvement, your initiation, or your inhibiting the process. This is different from how you have always lived and thought of us together. And it will be a different way of operating, because what it will cause you to do is cause you to pull back and to process who is leading. Is it God or is it me? Am I leading and getting to the point at the edge of the mountain and then asking God to step in? Is God stepping in only when I allow him to step in because I am now afraid, because I feel powerless, because I feel I can't do something right? Am I stepping in because I feel that I can do it better than God? Am I stepping in thinking that, oh, I can do the things because this is beneath God, when in essence, I really want to control my own life and want to use God when I want to use God? This will highlight every aspect of your life by which we do have control and which we don't. The process of the daily death allows for us to fully resurrect ourselves within you. And this process with one and with two, one can chase 1,000, two bodies that we can possess, that we can involve ourselves into, we can chase 10,000. When we say on our end, in our dimension, that we want to do great things with you and within you, this is the way that it is. This is the way that we think. This is our intent for humanity. This is the process moving forward. The goal would be that we find one host, and then another host, and then another host, and then another host. And that process continues until such time that you have learned not what it means to be a more powerful you, but what it feels like, what it is like to be God all the more, every time, in every way. And then you just attach your personality into the permanence of the God power, not allowing the emotional and the personal aspect to diminish God working within you as you. This process of the daily death is one of the main processes that Prophet Calvin went through to enter into this dimension by which most have known now. But it started many of your years ago. The process by which every look in the mirror, he no longer saw himself. Every conversation no longer sounded like himself. Every swinging of the hand, moving of the feet was no longer his, to such a point and at such a level by which there was no such thing as submission, because all was God. There was no such thing as calling upon us, because we already were. And this is the process that you have known as the I am. Not from a selfish, more successful standpoint of I am powerful, I am great, I am wonderful, I am life. Not from that standpoint. It is not a more elaborated version of you, a more clear version of you. That is not what the I am mean. What I am means is us within you speaking through you, saying I am. This process of the daily death must begin now. It must be a process by which every step, every stage, every circumstance allows for us to come in and to operate. When we ask and sometimes command, let us handle it. This is what we mean. Not introduce us to the problem. Let us initiate ourselves in the problem. Not to bring us to the challenge, but let us be in you, in and around the challenge. Let us be in you to such a degree that you don't even understand that there is a challenge, because with us, all things are always possible. This is the next level, the next dimension, the next distinction we want you to have, not in a way of connecting more with us, but in a way of allowing us to commune within you as you, in the fullness of us through you. We want you to take a breath in, take a breath out. This process works more effectively with visualization. So as you're going through this process, if you need to close your eyes in certain parts of the day, preferably not while you are driving or operating heavy machinery, but according to your faith, be it unto you. This process works better through visualization. So as you're having moments where you are allowing this process to initiate within you, close your eyes briefly, picture us, use our altar image as a tool as necessary. And in that brief moment, it is my hand operating, it is my mouth, it is my feet in you, your body as the skin by which God is evolving God's self into the human affairs of your world. As that process continues, we want you to come back into the portal, examine and explain and expound upon that to the community as a journal to yourself as well, but allow that process to unfold in a way by which you witness each other in the process of their allowing God to unfold within them. We will continue this process until the next stage is necessary. But this is the next stage we are on. Realize you are loved, you are seen, you have a purpose, and together this will all be revealed very soon. Until our next connection and conversation, together we say Selah, and we'll see you soon.